2 Samuel and chapter 11, there was a particular season in the year when war used to take place. It was probably the summertime. Winter is difficult to go and fight battles. So this was the springtime. Chapter 11, verse 1. The land was getting warmer. That's the time when kings go out to battle. It's consistent in that area of the world. And David, who was always the leader in the battle, those days the kings would lead the army in battle. It was like that. And this time David decided, I'm senior. I'm 50 years old. I don't have to go to battle now. He was still healthy and strong. But he said, hey, I've got servants and Joab, and so you go and fight. I'm not coming this time. And David stayed at Jerusalem. One fatal mistake. He did not go to war. He sent other people to war. You go and pray. I've got other things to do right now. You fight the battle. I've got other things. And when evening came, David arose from his bed. He was even sleeping in the afternoon, as if the night sleep was not enough. He rose from his bed and no time to pray and all. Like the olden days, he used to be in the fields, poor boy, looking after sheep. He would write psalms. There were days when he was running from cave to cave to cave. You know that it says in the Psalms that this was written when David was running from this person to that person in some cave, or when the Philistine king were trying to kill him. Those Psalms were written when he was running for his life, when he was being chased to death. He wrote Psalms. He was in touch with God, inspired by the Holy Spirit. Now he was not writing Psalms. Now he had no time even to pray. I'm a big king. I've got a palace here. I've made a lot of money. I got rid of Saul and I'm the king. Everybody here respects me. As a man of God, I killed Goliath. He gets up from his bed and walks around the house. And you can be pretty sure God was not with him there. And he saw a woman bathing in the next compound. That was foolish of that woman to bathe in a way that other people would see her. All these women nowadays who don't dress properly, exposing parts of their body, are following Bathsheba. You can blame David, sure, for falling, but what about Bathsheba who's exposing herself? What about the girls who expose themselves today? You think they're not guilty? Sure they are. And of course, God was not with David. He just saw this woman and he kept on looking. She's very beautiful. And he finds out who it is. He's somebody else's wife. And David says, it doesn't matter. I'm a king. Go and bring her here. And he sleeps with her and she conceives, verse 5. Now what to do? This is the great man of God who was once called the man after God's own heart, who wrote Psalms when he was in poverty and struggling. But now he's rich and he has plenty. Now what to do? Okay, let's put the blame on the wife, blame on the husband. He calls his husband has gone to war. Can you imagine the shamefulness of this? Someone is fighting a battle for your kingdom and you go and sleep with his wife? Anyway, let's put the blame on him. Call him back from war and tell him to go and sleep with his wife tonight, so at least the blame will be on him for the child. David said, go to Uriah, go wash your feet and go to your house. But Uriah did not go to his house and slept at the door. He was more faithful. He knew God more than his master David. Verse 9, he just slept at the door of the king's house. And they said Uriah didn't go down. And Uriah, look at Uriah saying, Lord, my fellow soldiers are all fighting, verse 11, in the field. How can I go and sleep with my wife when they are fighting in the field? I will not do it. So David didn't know what to do. He still is not convicted. And so the next day he sends a message to the general. Make sure that Uriah is put in a very dangerous spot in the war. And when the People are attacking. All of you withdraw and leave Uriah there alone. Verse 15. So that he will be killed. And so Joab did that. In verse 17, Uriah died. Joab sent people to David. And it says, we had to run away. We were defeated by the enemy. And when the king asks you, verse 20, why did you go so near to the city to the fight? Don't you know they'll shoot from the wall? Then just tell him one word. Verse 21, last part. Uriah also has died. And David said, they told him, Uriah is dead, verse 24. Then David said, it's okay, don't worry, verse 25. The sword kills one person and that person. So long as Uriah is dead, it's okay. Can you imagine a man of God descending to this level? It shows what happens when you're not struggling, when you're not poor, when wealth comes in, comfort comes in, fame. You say, you will never descend to that level. Let him who thinks he stands take heed lest he fall.